This is Debbie, and I wanted to show you how to make this cute little box. It has magnets that hold it together, or that hold it closed, and there's no cutting on the box, just folding and gluing. So I'm going to quick show you how to do that, and let's start with the measurements. You need 8.5 by 11 page of cardstock, and you're going to score it on the 8.5 side at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8, and on the 11-inch side at 4 3/8 and 6 5/8. For the little top flap, that size is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score it at 2 inches. And then I did taper the ends just a little bit on there. And then your DSP layers are real simple. You have one at 1 3/4 by 4, and the bottom is 4 by 4. So let me show you how that goes together really quick and easy. The first thing I like to do is fold on that score line and on all these score lines. And when we score, we know that the dented side is always the outside of our project, and the bump is on the inside. So fold it like that. So we have the bump on the inside and the score that has a dent on the outside. So to add this little flap, I just add some glue to the back side of that flap. Center it between those layers, those score lines. Then I like to close this and close that, and I know that when I it'll be just the right size on the back side, and it will fold closed easily. The next step is to do a little bit more folding. So on these two lines, I'm going to hold here and bring this line down to this line. So if I pinch a little bit there and force that side down, this is what it will look like. So I forced that side over and made it a nice crease there. We're going to do that on each one of these 4 lines. This square should remain a square, and the mark will be on the outside of that square. So I'll do it again here. I'll pinch there. This score line is going to meet down here. So I pinch and press it in place, and then just reinforce that with my finger on the inside. Then we fold that down again on this side. And it's not too hard to do it with the cardstock. It would be much easier to do this using DSP. I originally made one of these with DSP, but I changed my measurements so that I could make it, I wanted to get the most I could out of a sheet of 12 by 12 paper. So I knew the best way would be to make this section no more than 4 by 4. So that's my starting point, and I made a bunch of different ones and experimented and figured out my new measurements, and that's how I came up with this. So let's continue. The next part is gluing. So if we have, this is the top, that'll be the top flap, and I hope you can see there's a little shape here. Those 2 shapes and these 2 shapes are going to glue down like that. So I'm going to glue one side at a time. And this is where it helps to have a little patience and let that glue set well. It'll be worth it when you know that it's not going to lift up at all. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Glue those 2 sides in. And we have a couple more spots to glue in. So this triangle right here, there's a triangle here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do 2 at a time and glue those. And then this is gonna fold up like that. And I will hold that in place to glue that. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but trust me, I'm holding it down there to glue it. So see how that side is adhered? Now I need to put glue on this side and stick that together like so. So I added glue, and now again, I know you can't see, but I'm just going to hold that in place for just a moment, 5 seconds or so, to let that glue stick up good. All right, then the next thing you would think would be, well, next I do like to pinch in the sides like so. Just give it a pinch and then fold the top over, and that gives us our shape for the sides. And I just use my fingers to push that in like so. So you would think the next part would be just adding your DSP to hold it, to finish it off. But first we want to add some magnets. So here are the magnets I bought on Amazon. They are, doesn't say the size, but I know the size is 1 millimeter by 5 millimeters. They're pretty small. You could use a glue dot on them. You get a lot in a roll. I think there was 200 or so in this roll. What we need is a set of 2. So you can see I have 2 there. I need 2 sets of 2. So here are 2 sets of 2 magnets. And where I want to put them is on the outside flap of the box. And I'm just going to add 2 dots of glue. And I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to get them to, I'm not trying to put them in any particular place, but I know that where I put them, my design will cover, and also the paper will cover that as well. So we just want to, you can put your fingers through here and you can just hold that for a few seconds, and that will be enough to get it to hold in place. The next part is these magnets are strong. So if I was to try to pull one off of the other, I know it would come apart. The bottom one would come off. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to rest my finger on there and slide. And now I pulled the top one off and there's just one there. So then I open this up and I hold the magnet. And I just want to, come on now. I don't think this happened to me a single time until I'm on camera, of course. There we go. I just want to let it find its way on there. So now that magnet is stuck to this magnet through the paper. I'll do the same thing with this one. Just slide it off and let it find where it wants to go. You can't force it to go. It's going to rest how it wants to rest. You won't be able to pick which side of the magnet it sticks with because obviously they're north-south polarized and there's only one direction it will work. So I added some glue on the magnet itself. Now I'll hold this, pinch that closed, lower my flap, and now I'm just going to hold that over the top of the other magnet. Just give it a moment to dry. Oh, I thought this was a cute little project. I think it would be a great little party favor for a kid's party. I did make a bunch of these with my godchild for Valentine's Day. We did them for her whole class, and she said that it was the best Valentine that anyone had at school, so she was pretty pleased with that. Okay, so now the magnets are on there and on the lid. They're not very secure yet. The way to get them secure is to add the DSP over the top of them, and then we know that it can't come apart. So I am adding some adhesive, and on the top flap I will add that piece of DSP, and now those magnets are in there, but they are covered. And on the front of the box, we have this piece, which is 4x4. And I'm lining it up so I have equal amount of space on the bottom and the two sides, and the top will not be seen as much up here. So there is about a 1/16 extra of extra of cardstock showing up there, but that's not going to bother me. And I'm just going to turn that around and give it a little rub. And now, when we close it, it will snap together and hold together. The magnets inside there hold it nice in place. So that's how I made that little box. You could decorate it any way you like. Here's how I did mine. It says Yummylicious, and that is out of the stamp set that I don't have handy to tell you what it's called. But we just used it in Stamp Camp, and this is one of my projects from my most recent Stamp Camp. Let me grab the other projects and I'll show you what else we made. Here is a cute shaker card we did. The framelits that match the stamp set are perfect for shaker card because you can fit one inside the other and then put window sheet on the inside and your little confetti in there. And here's how we did the inside. Cute little saying. So that was a project. Then we made a box. This is not only a little box, it is a card. And here, this opens to be a little box, a drawer in a box, and a little. It is a great spot to hold a gift card or jewelry or any other little items like that. Let me grab the rest. So along with those two projects, or along with those three, we made two other cards. This one is a good get well card. So that's what it looks like on the inside and the outside. We just cut out the bird here and we used one of the framelits to add the word, and they are both popped up on dimensionals. And our last card, I did two versions. And they are a pocket card that we use a piece of 5 or 6 inch by 12 inch DSP, scored it at 4 1/8, and on the bottom scored it at 1/2 inch, and was able to make this. And that's what it looks like on the back. And here's where you would write your message or stamp your message. And I did one blue version and one pink version. So that's all of our projects we did, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.